Welcome to my Nana B's Juke Joint. I'm Executive Chef Yolanda Monique coming at you this week with another banger. On this week's menu, we have Chicken Cacciatore. Now, before I knew it was Chicken Cacciatore, some time ago when I first started this whole culinary journey of mine, and I was business partners with my best friend, and he's an executive chef. I hadn't gone to culinary school yet. I was just experimenting with chicken breasts because I was on this whole meal prep kick. That was my side of our business. And I just was playing with some chicken breasts, and I added some bell pepper, some onion, and some tomato sauce in there and let it braise and let it cook slow and had that over rice. And I was like, oh, this is delicious. And he said, that's chicken cacciatore. And I was like, what? What is that? However, since culinary school, I know what that is. And actually, world cuisine was one of the focused studies that we had while I was in culinary school. So I cooked Japanese cuisine, Asian cuisine, Italian cuisine, German cuisine, African cuisine, you name it, world cuisine. And I got to experiment that way, and it broadened my palate because I got to play with different seasonings that I'd never played with before and do some different things. Out of my experience in that world cuisine part of my study was my favorite is Italian and Asian cuisine. Them right there, hands down, I will cook all day, which is what you see a lot of from me because I love it. I specialize in soul food. I can cook soul food in my sleep. I learned how to cook soul food when I was 5. That was my grandmother's, she educated me and taught me how to cook soul food. She's from Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, right on, right on, right on. And my Nana taught me how to cook at that young of an age. And that's when I fell in love with cooking and soul food. So I can cook soul food in my sleep. But since culinary school, I moved away from soul food as much and started playing with some different dishes from different regions and different areas. Now, chicken cacciatore translates into hunter style chicken, and depending on the region, it's made with these different vegetables. So it can be made with capers, it can be made with olives, it can be made with mushrooms, um, it can be made with all of that combined. So, it just depends on the area. It's definitely made differently, but the one thing that they don't move away from is that tomato sauce. So that's where the chicken cacciatore comes into play, is where it's braised. This chicken is braised in this beautiful, sweet, yet subtly sweet, yet little salt, Italian, just it's fire over rice or pasta or however you choose to serve it. I've always served it over rice and have loved it. Now, I used boneless, skinless thighs because that's what I had. And I wanted to give those a try. I know that thighs are juicier in most times than breasts. And so I wanted to see how that would turn out. And I cut them up into cubes, bite-sized cubes. And then I, of course, added my green, and uh, red and green bell pepper and onion, herbs de Provence, and diced tomatoes, and then my tomato sauce and some bouillon and some tomato bouillon, and stirred that all up, a little bit of sugar, a little pepper, a little salt, and stirred that up, and it turned out amazing. Now, I prefer chicken breast since I've had the opposite. I've not really done it outside of chicken breast before until now, and I loved it. It was great, but I prefer chicken breast. So, anyhow, whatever part of the chicken you choose to use, do you, okay? It's your chicken, you do what you want to do with it. Again, measure until your ancestors tell you to stop. I didn't do all this measurements. It was a quick 30 minutes, something I needed to throw together before going to work. And I wanted to have some leftovers so I can kind of meal prep for the week and so on. And now here we are. So in this upcoming video, you'll see how I threw that together, chicken cacciatore. And it turned out, like I said, regardless, beautiful. I loved it. It was very, very good, but I prefer chicken breast. Which you all have seen in previous videos of mine. I've made it, that's my go-to when it comes to something quick that I want to throw together that's healthy, is typically that chicken braised in tomato sauce. It's so good. So I look forward to next week's what's on the menu coming up next week, and I'm not sure what that is yet, but I look forward to sharing it with you. I know this is a holiday weekend. I hope all of you had a safe and wonderful holiday weekend. I know everybody's in the barbecue and all the fixings and these things. I've had to work this holiday weekend, so my mind wasn't there. But I do hope all of you have had an amazing Memorial weekend, Memorial Day holiday weekend, and let's get this party started. Remember to eat well, laugh often, and love much. Bye. See you soon.